We have a problem in the building industry. You see, we've all struggled trying to find the right person to fit the jobs that we have. And unfortunately, the system that's out there that is supposed to provide us with the right people is broken. Either the people that come are very, very few, if any, or the ones that do come are not prepared or qualified to do the job. My name is Dennis Songer, and I'm with the Field of Dreams TradeBridge. So I was lucky enough growing up that I had a stepfather that was my mentor in a lot of ways. He taught me to use wood. He taught me all about it. He allowed me to build a whole lot of things and taught me how to use all the tools that went with it. 1978, when I got out of high school, I decided it was time to leave the ranch and go get my first job. I walked out on the first construction site that I saw in that area, walked up to the framing foreman that was there. And I said, "Are you guys hiring?" And he said, "Yeah, we're hiring. Do you have any experience?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Well, why would I hire you?" And I said, "Because I can use all those tools that you're using right now and I can use them well." He said, "Prove it." So he put me through a couple of things. And when it was all said and done, they hired me. They hired me for a few dollars more than they would normally hire a person that came in looking for work with no experience. A few months later, they gave me another raise. That was the start of my career. At the time when I got the job, I called my stepdad, my mentor, and told him that I got the job. He said, "Great. Be the best you can be at it. But let me give you two pieces of advice. One is that when you're on the job site, don't hang with your buddies. Hang with the old timers. Ask them as many questions as you possibly can about the mistakes that they made and the lessons they learned. And that way it'll help prevent you from making the same mistakes that they made." The second piece of advice, he said, "Be the best carpenter that you can be, because I know you love wood." He goes, "But at the same time, learn all the other trades on the job site. That way, when they don't need a carpenter, you still have a job and you'll always be able to provide for yourself and your family." So fast forward, post-COVID, I'm ranting one day because I'm not able to find the right people to fit the needs that we have. And in the midst of that rant, I heard a voice in my head that said, "Where are all the mentors that you had? Where are the mentors that sewed into you and so many other men, young men in those times?" I thought about that for a minute. And that's where the Field of Dreams TradeBridge was birthed. So we have a simple mission in this. Our mission is to bridge the gap between those people that want to learn a skilled trade and do it well, and those that need them. So this is how it works. The first thing we do is we gather as many people that we think that would be interested in this. We reach out to high schools, kids in college, those that we think that would be wanting to start a trade, working. Maybe it's a single parent that has decided that I got to do something to be able to provide for my family. There's so many other categories that are like this. Who knows? But we gather these people for a free 3-day introduction to trade conference. This 3-day conference will be all done online. It's free, like I said, and it's presented. 8 trades are presented by journeymen, by people that are successful in the industry, by safety officials, maybe even some material suppliers, a few things like that. So they can get an introduction to what it means to be in the skilled trades. And then as they go through these breakout rooms, as they go through this question and answer area, as they go through being introduced to this, then we're able to identify those that are inspired by a specific trade. Maybe it's more than one, but let's just say one. So then what we do with them is we place them in a boot camp. It's a 12-week module of classroom work where they go in, they learn in detail about what it means for this trade. And these classrooms are typically more than one trade. Like we'll take insulation, drywall, and paint and put them all in the same class. Or we'll put framing and drywall and roofing, or HVAC and electrical, something like that. It really just depends on the needs of the group that we have going in there. Because let's face it, framing affects drywall, and the quality of the drywall affects the paint. And so we want to make sure that at the very least, even though that may not be the career that they pick, they at least have an introduction to what that's about. Okay. So they go through this 12 weeks of getting introduced into this, and they also go in depth into work ethic, job site culture, what it means, what's the attire like, what's the safety expectations. And here's a big one. What does it mean to be a critical thinker? You see, because the critical thinkers, they're able to tackle a problem without relying on somebody else to do that for them. So we go through this, and as they graduate that, then we place them with a mentor, a journeyman, and they become part of a team. That team goes out into the community and does community service in their field. Those that are learning drywall, insulation, drywall, and paint, let's face it, there's no lack of need out there. There's plenty of senior citizens' homes that could use some upkeep. There's plenty of low-income housing that could need some work. There's plenty of places out there that could use a new fence, a new door, handicap bars, fixing leaky sinks and faucets, changing out toilets, all of these things, replacing lights, ceiling fans, maybe even replacing some breakers because things are old. Whatever that might be, we're benefiting the community by allowing these people to get hands-on experience. It's a great experience, okay? And so now, once they get through with that and they've graduated that, well, we have a certificate ceremony. So we take an ongoing report card that's happened from the beginning on each one of these students. And by the way, if you're a sponsor of this, if you're a partner with us, you'll be able to see those bios and those ongoing report cards as they go through this, so you can start to see those that rise to the top. Maybe these 2 or 3 people that are in there may interest you for your company. That's a great thing too. Okay, so now we have this certificate ceremony, and as they graduate this, all the journeymen that have poured into them sign off on them that they have accomplished the curriculum. And now they've earned the right to become an intern for the company that chooses them. So, and we work that out. We have a process for gathering companies and working with them to find those needs. And then we still don't abandon them. We monitor them as they work for another company to make sure that they're mirroring and representing the curriculum that they just went through, that they're a good fit for your culture in your company, that they're a benefit to the team that is there. And once you think they're ready, and once they feel like they're ready, we invite them back to come and tell their story at another class, to inspire the next group of students. So that's who we are and what we do. So we can't do this alone. We need donors. We need partners. We need sponsors. We need scholarships. We need supplies. We need material. We need equipment to be able to do this. And not to mention, there'll be a time where we may need special classrooms with props in them, or areas, maybe job sites or things like that, where we can do certain trainings. We want to partner with people to make this happen. And like I said, I may have said, this is a nonprofit and we can't make it happen without your support. So the next slide after this has all our contact information. I really look forward to talking to you. And I hope you'll go on our website and learn more about us and reach out to me, reach out to us, and let's get together and answer all your questions. And even though we're only representing 8 trades now, we have more trades to come later on in 2026 that we want to add to this. Thank you for your time. And I look forward to talking with you more.